Hi everyone, just came back from my labs. Thankfully my white blood cell counts are good. Red blood cells still not great, but thankfully I just got my iron infusion, so hopefully my hemoglobin goes up. But overall all is okay, and it's my last week is next week for my last infusion, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I just wanted to use this video just to touch on some of the things I don't think I really touched on, and I hope it can help anyone. A lot of learning lessons for me when it comes to, for instance, leave, like taking leave from work, and then the financial piece, right? It is very important how we choose our health insurance. So we're in a family health insurance package, and the copay is really high. So in terms of the copay and out-of-pocket expenses, basically the out-of-pocket expenses are high before the insurance is able to take over other things. Thankfully, like I said earlier in another video, there are opportunities to get some type of financial support. One of them I applied through for a particular medication that I'm taking, which is Perjeta. The HER2 medication. There actually is a cost subsidy that is associated with that, and even one where you can have it totally taken care of or paid for. So thankfully I had that. I was able to apply for that. And then I also mentioned a resource guide that my professor gave me, my major professor gave me. So I will also post that. I don't think I didn't. So I'll post it in this video for anyone who may need to learn about the different services, such as the American Cancer Society, the Susan G. Komen Society. They're different agencies that are able to provide some type of funding to help support, if not to help with your co-pays, but to help with, let's say, your bills, like your rent, mortgage, electricity, utilities, etc. So those resources are available. And you know, they do, because I think it's because breast cancer has become so commonplace. They have windows for which you can apply. I'm not sure if that has always been the case, or if this is new, so I don't know, but I just know that you can't just apply at any time in some of these with some of these agencies. So that is there. You have to get a doctor's note, and sometimes that can take some time. A doctor's note indicating that you have a diagnosis, when you were diagnosed, how long is treatment expected to last. So the earlier you can get that type of generic note, as soon as you get your diagnosis, the better for you. So I'm learning in hindsight, and so of course my camera fell. I'm learning that in hindsight. So yeah, so you know, I know there's a lot that goes on when you've just been diagnosed, but trying to get a note, just a general note showing that you've been diagnosed with cancer, or breast cancer, for instance, in my situation, and you know, the dates expected for treatment, you know, and all of that is helpful to have for any future work that you will do. Then with FMLA, of course, I opted for long-term leave, and I shared that in a previous video. But one thing I got to learn from my neighbor, Tequila, the one who I said is a survivor, she just finished her treatment, is I wish I had disability with the workplace, because she has it, and it really helped for the leave, because we all have the FMLA, or family medical leave of absence. Legally, we're supposed to have 12 weeks of that, up to 12 weeks of that, but it's not paid. So thankfully, my job has it paid for 100% for 2 months. Then after that, it's 60% pay. And that definitely has an impact on your household, you know, depending on all the things you have to take care of and in general. So I wish I had disability. I had elected for disability as part of my benefits. I didn't do that. Lesson learned. I got onto this job during COVID, like literally at the height of COVID. And so I didn't really get HR guidance, and not to blame them, because I could have read to, I knew about this from previous employment, but I didn't opt for disability. Who knew that this would come? But nonetheless, it's good if you can, because it helps you in situations like this to cover for the other percentage, to help cover for some of the costs, for the percentage of your salary that is not covered. So Opt for disability if you're able to, short-term and long-term. Make sure that you get a doctor's note early on that you will need for different things, such as applying for financial support, like for my case, to send that letter to my student loan servicer, as well as for my life insurance policy. They need that information, right, so that they can help to cover my costs during when I'm not able to pay during treatment. So they have that option for you. And then also for student loan, they have a cancer deferment that they offer, but you need to have those notes at hand. So the earlier the better, because clinics are busy, hospitals are busy, and this may take a long time to finally get a note. So if you can help to offset some of those costs while you are sick and while you're on leave from work and you're not getting full pay, the better for you. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to share, some lessons learned in terms of the financial aspect. And then hospitals also have their financial subsidies, and they can provide financial support or financial aid or cut down on some of the costs, but you have to speak to them about it. And then that will help. So once again, just to summarize, number one, make sure you get a doctor's note as soon as you get diagnosed. And then number two, you need to see if you can opt for disability as a benefit from your workplace, if you're able to get that. Number three, look for financial resources for your particular type of cancer and for cancer in general that may help to offset some of the costs that come with this diagnosis. And just cost in general, especially if you're on leave and you cannot work. And then number three, the different agencies, that you often have that you have to pay in terms of your bills. So for instance, like student loans, life insurance, there's different agencies that have opportunities for where they can help you either lower the cost of your monthly bill, or just even be deferred until you go through the sickness, right? Until you go through treatment and you're done. So for instance, as I mentioned, with me, my life insurance policy, as well as my student loans, they provide opportunities for me not to pay during my treatment process. So look for your options, what is available out there to help you during this process. And if not you, God willing, not you, then someone that you know who's going through this. Just know that there are resources, they're available, but they're not just in plain sight. And preparation is everything in terms of just whatever you can do at the forefront to help you in the event of any health issue or an emergency, it will be helpful. So